everyone, and welcome to another Round the Ropes YouTube exclusive. Tonight, we are joined by one half of the Pro Wrestling Magic Tag Team Championship, and also your ECPW TV Champion, Trey Felipe. Trey, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys?
I'm doing fine. I didn't want to introduce the other one, but I got to. John, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing splendid.
I was going to ask you, John, anyway.
Trey, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on with us.
Thank you.
So let's get right down into it. You are one half of the Pro Wrestling Magic Tag Team Championship.
Yep. With Estados Unidos. Well, we kind of freebird it. So it's me,
Yes.
Az, and Sebastian. But yeah.
And you guys turned around and beat Death Row for that.
Yes, we did. And I'm sure they'll be creeping up any day now soon again, and we'll do it again.
So what is it for you being the tag team champion?
Well, so believe it or not, but this run in Magic isn't my first one. I used to go under a different name, but we won't talk about that because he's long gone. But now being back and being myself, Trey Felipe, it's meant a lot more because now I can be myself. I have a group behind me, Estados Unidos, and being a champ now. When before I had to scratch and claw just to get a Monday morning Magic. It's been fun. That's all I can really say. It's been fun.
And then also, too, you are the TV champion for ECPW.
Yes, I am.
Which we'll get more into that in a little bit because you do have a match coming up soon.
Fine.
But out of your two belts, which one means the most to you?
You're gonna just put me on the spot like that, huh?
Yes, I am.
I have to say the television championship, but for a good reason. ECPW was where I first started. Gino trained me, and working for 4 or 5 years to get to that point, for him to trust me with, one of the main championships in the promotion, it means a lot. It means my hard work paid off, and he trusts me to put on a good show, have people come see me on the TV tapings once a month. So it was a climb to get there, but now it's even harder because now I got to stay putting on these good matches and having people come back to see me. So it means a lot. I mean, this one does mean more. Not to put down the Magic one, but yeah, this one does mean more. It's my home.
Well, I want to go back to the Magic belt for a second because as we saw the last Magic show, Death Row kind of issued the challenge to you guys. Death Row, the last couple of shows, has had squash matches, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And so what is it between you and obviously I'm asking this for you. I mean, if you want to speak for Cage, that's fine. What is it like being that, you got Bruno and Tella basically breathing down your necks for those belts?
Well, like I said, the last Magic show, I just didn't understand what these open challenges are about. Open challenges should probably be for the champs. But they wanted to keep themselves busy. That's up to them. Now they finally want to come back at us, and I don't know why they think it's going to be any different. I mean, we're only so much stronger now. Now we have Sebastian Cage. You know what I mean? Like we're just. I don't know how they think they can stop us now. We've been running Magic for the last year. I don't see it really changing. But then breathing down my neck. I mean, I have a long history with Tella in many promotions, and Bruno. I don't know if it's. I don't know. He seems very angry at me recently. I don't know what it is.
But then speaking about Estados Unidos, what has it been like working with Cage and JC Storm and all them?
Well, let's start with Az. I mean, I was teaming with Az before we started joining. Az has been almost like a mentor because he's been around forever doing wrestling everywhere. So I mean, I've learned a lot from him, and clearly it's paid off because that's who I won the belts with. JC, I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know much about her until she joined the group, but she's super impressive, and like that. I don't know. It's a great addition to have her in there, especially in tough situations like we've been having because everyone's gunning for us. Sebastian's been one of my boys for years. I have a lot of fun. Just whether we're talking backstage, in the ring, we have similar styles, but so it's a lot of fun to go out there and show what we can do. Donovan, another one.
Yeah,
Donovan's another one that's couldn't ask for a better leader. I went from obscurity to now I'm on the entire show. So obviously, shout out to Donovan, and then Pena's look at him, man's $1 million. The man, he wasn't even at the last show because he's so popular and everyone's gunning for that man. So Estados Unidos itself is just it took a while to get there, but I feel like we came together and it's a dominant group.
Well, I agree with you about being on most of the show. I think the last Magic show you guys are on, I think the last 3 matches, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yes, we ride together throughout the whole show, all of our matches.
Oh yeah, those are definitely 3 interesting matches to say the least, especially Azrael and Moth. Because I'll say this right now. See, and that was the second time I've seen Moth in a match so far. And for a guy of his stature and his size, he moves like a cruiserweight.
Yep. That man is like the King Kong of wrestling. I don't know. That man, he's just built like a brick house. Even the times I did work up the courage to even strike that man, I instantly regretted it. And as you can see from everyone else, Sebastian got his ass kicked. It was rough.
Oh yeah. Carl?
I'm not going to bring up about that match, but
oh, what? Or were you upset that never got involved? You should know by now.
No. You didn't hear about Moth wanting to kill somebody after the show.
It wasn't me, so I'm still here.
We'll talk about that off screen.
Yeah. So let me go back to the beginning of time for you, per se.
Mm-hmm.
What got you into wrestling?
Into wrestling.
Not as a wrestler, but into the business we love.
Gotcha. Funny. Well, it started when I was about, I think it was 9 years old. My dad actually had shown me a tape of an old Royal Rumble. I can't remember which one it was. Exactly it was. It was the one where The Rock won, but him and Big Show went over at the same exact time.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Right. So that was the first thing of wrestling I ever saw in my life. And just the Hardys and Dudleys and the tables match, it was like just that whole card. And it was just the characters, they were like superheroes to me, to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Having those many people cheering for someone, booing for someone, and just like, the amount of people that were there. I think it was in Madison Square Garden, I think. Yes. And it just caught my eye. And to be honest, I mean, it was always a thing. Like I was even during school and whatnot, because Mondays were Raw, Tuesdays were like ECW. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be asleep by then, but I would wait till everyone else went to sleep, close the door, put a towel under so no one saw the light going, and I would sneak my wrestling in. And then eventually, once I stopped playing all my other sports, I played baseball my whole life. Then I played football my senior year and amateur wrestling. And then I went to college for football. Once I stopped playing that, I was like, I need to do something else. And I had no idea that there was like wrestling schools. I just had no idea how these people just popped up on my TV. And then once I heard about ECPW, that's it. That was about 2014, 15. And that's
when I first met you.
Yeah. It's been my life ever since. So you literally saw me grow into the business the entire time.
Dude, I've seen a lot of you guys grow into this industry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a name out there right now. Sunny Kiss.
Yep.
I've seen her from the time she started to now.
Yeah.
Her first ever match with Gino.
Yeah.
Her first ever match with Gino up to now. The work she puts in, phenomenal.
Yep. Insane athlete too. It just, I saw him come, who he is today, and just to see what he does, and then the TV time that he gets, it makes me so happy now. But yeah, like you said, you literally just saw me grow into it. But I wish I would have started earlier. But no regrets. Everything happens for a reason.
And also, like I'll say it to you too. Like I've said to Sonny, I'm proud of you guys.
Appreciate it. Yep.
And especially her. I would love to get her on our show, which I know it's kind of hard right now, but I'll say it again to her. I'm so proud of what she has accomplished.
Yep.
Both in and out of the ring.
Yeah.
And that's the same with you. What you accomplished in and out of the ring, I'm so proud of you guys.
I appreciate that, man. And I know you like to bust my balls, but I always appreciate the support. I always appreciate the support and the continued support. So
guaranteed, if I'm not here one show, you're going to sit there and go, "What the hell happened? Did I do something wrong?"
Yeah, no one's here telling me I suck.
You have asked me that.
Yep. I'm like, wait, no one's here telling me I suck. What happened?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a ride. I mean, up and down in the middle of all this, especially because we got hit with the pandemic in the middle of everything. We all pretty much lost like a year.
Yeah.
But now things are picking back up. It's just I don't know.
It's slowly building a little bit more than what normal was.
Right, and as bad as it was, I feel like it's been a fresh air that everyone's just grinding out and fighting for spots again, and it's just it's a fresh breath of fresh air.
Now you brought up something interesting. You brought up the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
During the pandemic, what did you do to keep yourself in shape?
Okay. Well, during the pandemic, as weird as it sounds, hey, relax. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, during the pandemic, there wasn't much to do. I've always been a runner, so like I like running. And I once we graduated from high school, the football team was actually giving away some weights here and there. So I had some stuff here, but it was mostly like I gave myself a routine because one, being unemployed, two, not having wrestling and training and all this, and then not having the gym. So I would really, go about my day normally. So I would wake up, eat breakfast, go for a run, come back, rest for a little bit, watch 18,000 movies until I get bored, and then I would go out, work out, all body weight stuff, some weights here and there. But that honestly, I probably got in the best shape that I've ever been in during the pandemic, because all I had to do was just work out. Like, what else were we supposed to do?
I get where you're coming from on that one, but you also had a match this past Friday in Ace.
Yes, with Dominic De Niro.
Was that your debut with the company?
That's my third match there.
Yes.
Third
or fourth? No, fourth. The one was for a tournament for I forget something memorial. I forget it.
The Mike Morgan Jr. Memorial.
Yes,
that was February.
I was in that. Yes, I was in that. I got to the finals for that one.
Right.
I wrestled Sebastian there. I wrestled Darius Carter there, and then now I wrestled Dom.
What was it like working with Dominic there?
Well, yeah, I felt it. You felt everything, but no, it was fun. I don't like to say it because it's gonna make me seem like I just show up late to everything, but I actually showed up relatively like close to bell time, and then they tell me when I get there, "Hey, you're first." So we got in there, we changed real quick. That's it. And we went out there. For the most part, we just called everything that was in the ring, and it was fun. Like when it comes like that, it's just, you're not stressed out about anything, and you just go out there, just entertain. It was fun. But he's he's a tough cookie. I ain't gonna lie to you. He choked me out. So
yeah, I saw that. I was there for that match, and I thought the story you guys both told was actually a very good story, to say the least.
Appreciate it. But no, Dom. I mean, that was the third time I've been in the ring with Dom, but this is the first one-on-one that we had. Another one was we worked at the mall show for ACW. It was 4-way for the television championship,
Mhm.
And then we worked at we wrestled at Magic for the tag team championships. So I would love to do it again. At this point, I'll wrestle him any day.
Well, like I said, I've seen a couple of Dominic Nero's matches, and it seems like it doesn't matter who he's in the ring with. It's like you get that story, you get that emotional feel.
It's also like it's not just a tag team name that they have when you're in there with them or him. You have to fight or you die. you gotta bring it out, and and that's what I like. I like that when people are bringing out the best of you. Same thing with Darius when I wrestled him. Another person that was great to get in there with. Learned a lot. Man's a genius in there.
I was gonna say he's the type of person that you can pick their brain.
Yeah. And then you get in. I got in there. I lost the match, but at the same time, I left there a better wrestler because you just learn when you're in there. With people like that, you learn a lot.
But
like I said,
no, you're good. No, I like I said, I thought you and De Niro had a great match. We all know everybody knows Carl's thoughts on Darius. If you've been to any Magic show or Brie combination show or Eddie Ace show,
you haven't seen me with Carter at Pro Magic.
Yeah, no.
I will walk up to this corner, and as he's walking around, go like this.
So in the intro where it says troublemaker, we really live by that. When it says troublemaker under your name in the intro, like you really live by that one, huh?
Yes. I will literally try to push Fair to get a new suit.
I don't know what it is about your voice too, because I can pinpoint it every single time. I don't know if it's because for the most part you're the not to sound too cocky here, you're the only one saying that I suck. But something about your voice just pierces through me every time.
It's because I'm the loudest.
When I debuted at ECPW, and I heard that, I thought you were just engraved in my head at this point. Because I didn't even see you there. I didn't even see you that day. I just heard you, and I was like, here we go.
Yeah, I remember that Magic show where I think you guys defended the tag titles at it, which was Carl. Was that the first Magic show I was at?
Yes.
And Carl's calling you out the entire match. And in the match, you're just doing you're flipping him off so nonchalantly,
He's the only one I gotta do that too. I mean, listen, we do what we gotta do to win, but at the same time, I don't really have to go out there and start flipping everyone off. But he's getting a personal one every time.
And there's only one person in your group I will not do. I will not pick on. There's only one person in that group.
Is it Pena? Is it because he's huge?
Nope.
Is it JC? You're gonna get slapped by JC?
I ain't picking on no woman. Hell no. Because she'll come over and slap the shit out of me.
Yeah. No, she will 100%. Seen it already happen. Woman just went to war the last show and then still was involved in the next match. That's a tough cookie.
Let's not get into that one.
Tough cookie.
Well, I mean, I'll even say this one. That first that Magic show that I'm referring to, I remember Carl had on his Boston Red Sox sweatshirt, and Pena, being a diehard Yankee fan, really was going in.
Yeah. I don't know, Carl. One of these days.
Do you remember Alex Price?
Alec Price?
Yeah, Alex Price from Boston.
Are we Alex or Alec?
Alex.
No, I don't think.
Or is it Alec?
If I'm what's that I'm thinking of? Then Alec, the one he has what the hell is it called? Wendy's something.
He's the one that would come down with Mr. Ace Romero.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We are talking about the same.
He always came from Boston. Well, the first time I ever saw him, I kept on saying Boston wants their asshole back. And I'm wearing my Boston Red Sox shirt. He's like, wait a minute, you're saying that and you're wearing that? I'm like, yeah, because I know the truth. Boston wants their asshole back. For 4 months straight, I picked on him. The 5th month, I missed. I went the next month. He came up to me and goes, "Where were you?" What do you mean?
See, I don't know what it is you do to people, but then when you're not there, we're like, what the hell? Something's missing.
And you know who I haven't been picking on lately? Mr. Donovan.
Well,
his time's coming.
He'll clap back too. So,
oh yeah.
And you don't want him to send JC on you
a few times.
Him? Yeah. Listen, he's a leader for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
But as much as I pick on you guys, you know what? I respect the work you guys put in.
At the end of the day, that's all we can really ask for. Not everyone's gonna like our decisions or actions or whatever it is. As long as we have the respect.
Right.
Even me, even before all this Estados Unidos stuff, I never wanted to come in and be the best, like everyone always says. I just wanted to be separated from the rest. So as long as I'm someone that's like that, people can respect. That's all that really matters.
As long as you get respect from one person, you did your job.
Exactly. At the end of the night, yeah, exactly. Or if I leave there, one more person that knows about me, one new person that's gonna remember. That's all it's really about.
And that's all we ever want to do is not expand your name, but get it out there that other promotions will pick up on it and say, well, let me give a look. Oh, you know what? He's good. Maybe we'll get him in.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate it. Like I said, that's why you're thanking me for my time, but I'm thanking you guys for even inviting me on. But it's a big thing because it is hard sometimes to. It's easy to get discouraged sometimes when things aren't picking up as much as you want to. And we're going right back to the pandemic. Right before the pandemic, I felt like I was on a climb, and then everything got shut down, and it was rough to get back into the groove and whatnot. So now, and I wasn't like I said, I was getting in shape that entire time. I was practicing my psychology. I was still, doing everything I had to do, especially at the time I was training at the team Adams, and Damien was still asking us for promos, still asking us to do different things. But now that we're back open, it's like everyone's working so hard that sometimes it gets easy to get lost in the shuffle.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. Wrestling and having your own business is basically the same way. You could get discouraged easily both ways.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I know from personal experience, I've been discouraged a few times, especially during the pandemic. I'm like, God, I'm not doing a lot. Yeah, I'm doing lawn maintenance, but it's not what I expected. Now, I'm picking up.
Right. And that's all it is. There's two things that there was one saying that got me into wrestling that's kept me going, and the first one is you never know. This is what I have it tattooed on my arm. It's on my tights. It's just, especially with a business like this, because you never know when things are going to change. You got to be ready for the ups, the downs, the in betweens. So it's just like the wisdom of uncertainty. It's such a crazy thing that I'm here talking to you guys today, and then who knows what happens tomorrow. But then another one is
it reverses the other way too. You never know when it's your last day.
Exactly.
You can get injured that your career is over.
Yeah, don't put that on me.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just saying you can look at it the other way too.
Of course, yeah. That's part of the bads, good, bads, in betweens. It's not always going to be good. It's not always going to be bad. There's going to be in betweens where you kind of feel like you're just cruising.
And you just take things day by day by day.
Exactly. My other one is keep going, because let's say I get discouraged, I give up today, but tomorrow could have been the day that a big company saw me. Someone wanted to give me a tryout or something like that. Like you're always just one day away from finally accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So as hard as it is, and that's for everyone, especially like you said, for your business, even I'm sure with you guys in the podcast, you have to keep going, because you're always just one day away. One eye that saw you that now you blow up. Like,
yep.
That's probably the best way to put it. But I want to get back to the last Magic show for a second. because I want to go to the main event for one specific reason. There was a spot you had in that match that I want to know what was going through your head to decide to do this. This is a spot where you came down the ramp. Yeah, and I don't know if it was like jump or
him
what.
Off with the freshest blockbuster.
Yeah. Was that your call on that one?
So yeah, but we're talking about, because I mean, Az is another ring general. Even though Donovan's the leader, Az still had the call. Especially Donovan was on commentary.
Yeah.
He gave us our roles, our plans, and it didn't work out at the end. But either way, he gave us all what we had to do. He told me that he wanted to go into a move from the outside in. After from that sunset, or like do something where he's gonna go for a sunset and like maybe me come off from a springboard drop kick, which I think Sebastian ended up doing anyway.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Okay. And then and I was like, but if Sebastian's gonna do that, one, I've never given a springboard drop kick. I don't want to hit you in the back and then something goes wrong. Two, I was like, why don't I just put it out there? It's with someone like Moff, who's also a bigger name, and I was like, let me just do something that's gonna blow everyone's mind, because if you watch our title defense, I'm not gonna say it was easy, because obviously Steve and Preacher, at that night I called them old guys, but legends in Magic. It's not gonna say that it was easy, but me and Sebastian really didn't have to do that much. We had a lot of energy left, and I'm like, I want to do one thing that people are gonna remember before I leave. So to be honest, I've never done that move before. Usually when I hit blockbusters, it's off a springboard. But it clicked in my head, and yeah, it was my call to do that. And I was like, just go for that sunset. And Moff, trust me. I didn't even know myself if I was gonna be able to do it, but at the time I just said, Moff, trust me. And it worked out. It worked out well. So,
but even that whole match, even with you guys in that in Azrael's corner and having your moments, because I think at one point, Moff body slammed you to the ground at one point.
Yeah, he body slammed me. He threw Sebastian at both me and Az. He was chopping the absolute piss out of Sebastian and Az, and I said, not today. I'm not gonna watch them get hit, and then I gotta get hit. He still caught me anyway. He ended up catching me by my nose and still hit me anyway. But I was trying to be smart. Moff was getting us that work. But I will say, Estados Unidos wasn't complete that day. Could have been very different if we had Pena out there, if Donovan wasn't injured. I don't know. Not gonna say that Moff, didn't earn it, but you never know. Could have been different.
But that's always when it comes to wrestling. I've always known that is you never say never.
Yeah. And listen, Az gave him on his own. Put up a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? Like being half Moff size, he was still he gave it his all after us working into just being booked on Magic to him being on a main event. Az gave him freaking everything. So
the other thing also with that match, not only did it have the storytelling, it also had the little bit of comedy part of it, and the little bit of comedy part that I'm talking about is when JC Storm kissed Moff.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, whose call was that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea. The thing is that we were also listen. When it comes to Estados Unidos, especially at a Magic show, everyone's separated on the card, and we'll have to get our freaking everything that we will have to do. So not only are we all right, what are we gonna do in JC's match, or what are we gonna do in Az's match? Me and Sebastian had to call our own match, and then it was like, thankfully, to be honest, we didn't have to worry about two other matches that could have happened. That would have been Pena and Donovan. Obviously it sucks that Donovan was hurt, but those are two other roles that we had to play. So once someone gives me my role, I'm like, all right, that's it. That's my cue. I'm done. Like, if I remember everyone's spots, it's you do overhear some things sometimes. So there was some things that didn't go exactly as planned. So me and Sebastian kind of had to call an audible during the main event. Exactly, it happens. But yeah, if we listen to everyone's parts, it becomes a lot. It's hectic.
Because as soon as I seen her do that, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on. I don't know if you got to see my face, but I had no idea what was happening. All I saw was a hand crawl over to this man's big head, and then him turn around, and I don't know what happened after that. So,
But yeah, that was, like I said, that was the part that was like the comedy part of it.
yeah, I think that happened right after Moff got me in the nose and smacked me in the face. So I didn't see it.
Yeah.
The way Moff was acting, I thought he was going to be like Cena with Stephanie, if you remember, where he smacked her in the ass.
Yeah,
I thought that's what was going to happen. I'm like, oh hell no, that's going to leave a handprint.
Listen, if we would have known that was that man's weakness was rubbing his head, we would have all just rubbed his head. Is that the only way to tame that beast? we gotta do what we gotta do what we gotta do. But no, I have no idea whose call that was. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Carl.
Let's go to the other promotion that you are a champion of, and that is ECPW, which is Gino Caruso. You are the TV champion.
Year and a half and running.
And the best part is you actually have a match this Friday night.
Yes, I do. I have a match on Friday. It's a return match, actually, with Connor Riley. We wrestled last month, and things just didn't work out as it's supposed to. I mean, we had some issues with the ref. He kind of cut us short. I won the match, but it was I don't know. It was very off and very awkward. That's a sour taste in my mouth. So I told Gino to give us a rematch. So yeah, it's a return match this Friday. Restaurant Park, 7 p.m.
The mecca of independent wrestling.
The mecca, yeah, right. I'm over here, like, I mean, it's other than Ace and, like, you know, Gino's house shows and then, like, a couple promotions here and there. I should just have a sleeping bag at Richfield Park. I'm there every weekend.
Pretty much.
Like every week, there's something there, something going on. But yeah, it is the mecca. Sometimes it sucks because like Jesus, all these promotions are here in the same spot. Like, how many times do you want these people to come to the same exact spot? But it works out.
How many times have you seen it where you got two shows back to back?
Right. Or like
This
show in the morning and the show later on.
Example.
I've seen it have a show in the morning and the show later on in the night. Like,
yeah,
that building has gotten its money's worth. If that ever goes down, we're all screwed.
Yep.
But so I'll be defending this. Like I said, I've already been champion for a year and a half. So every it seems like every month that I defend it there, I have someone that jumps me from behind or something. Like, you'd think I would learn, but so I do it at Magic, but then I'm getting it at ECPW. Well, maybe I should bring Estados Unidos there if someone has to watch my back.
So let me ask you this: going back to your first time winning that belt.
It was Right, go ahead. Ask me your question.
When you won that belt, and who was your opponent that night?
So before me, it was actually Corey Dillinger. Corey had personal issues. We were supposed to wrestle that January, and he wasn't around. So I had wrestled, period. And I actually came with the idea, even though I don't know if he'll ever agree, because Gino. I came up with the idea to do a tournament because I didn't want to just wrestle someone and then that was it. So we had a 4-month-long tournament where you had Junior Flow in it, you had Azriel in it, you had Alex Ryman in it, you had Connor Riley, who I'm wrestling on Friday. You had all these people that were in it that I felt like I was like, if I'm gonna win this, I want to win it, I want to earn it. So I beat Connor Riley, I beat Johnny Chill, I beat and then finally the finals were me and Alex Ryman, who it was supposed to be me and Az, but Ryman attacked him at one point and he was injured, wasn't around, so Ryman took his spot. It sounds like a Ryman move, right? We ended up having the finals, and then that's when I won it. I won it. I want to say in May of that month, and it meant a lot because I've played sports my whole life: baseball, amateur wrestling, football, everything. And like I've always gotten so close, even as a team or anything, to win championships, but I've never won a championship. So it meant a lot to finally win my first championship ever of anything in my life, in my home promotion and my home and what I have the most passion for. So it meant a lot to finally get that. So that's why I've been, putting in the work ever since, because I'm not going to waste the opportunity. But yeah, it meant a lot. My mother was there, then my family was there. And they don't go to many shows, but they went to that
That's what
one.
I was going to ask. Was you when you won that, and you knew you were going to win? Did you have your family there? And you just answered that by saying yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was their reaction to you finally winning a championship in your life?
Well, they were. So my mother supports me in anything I'm going to choose or do, but she's never really liked wrestling because every time she goes to see me, she thinks I'm going to die. So she
like a typical mother.
Yeah, right. So she went a lot for the first 2-3 years, and then after that, I kind of only told her to go to the special events of a hometown, doing shows here in Roselle Park, just special stuff. But this one, I was just like, I don't remember how I convinced her to do it, but I knew she had no idea. I don't even think she knew I was wrestling for a championship. But I finally had her to go there, and she was the first person I hugged right after I won it. She was proud because she's always happy if I'm happy, and she knows that meant a lot to me. So I'm not gonna say I cried. I'm a grown man. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we had a moment right after that. we had a moment right after that.
Crying is not a shame.
No, not at all. And you know what? I cried. I cry every time I leave a show after you bully me. So.
No, Carl doesn't bully you.
Carl was a big bully. Right? I don't know who hurt him, but he's a big bully. I don't know what I did to him. But no,
I just pick on everybody equal.
That's what. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to go you off, but that's another reason why this one means more than the other one. So
because your mom saw you wrestle for that.
She saw me there. It was the first championship I ever won. Period, and it was it was a lot of emotions all in one.
Right. Yes, winning the tag team champions means a lot, but it's not the same as your first ever championship. Exactly,
your home promotion, and in front of the family and whatnot. My friends were there for the tag team championship one. We had Memorial Day. Yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend, so everyone was off. Yes. So I was like, you guys have no excuse not to go. So they were all there
for that one.
And yeah, and as much as of a thorn in the side Death Row is, I love wrestling those guys because I like those guys, especially Jon. Jon's been there would be no Trey Felipe without Jon Teller. Me and him been kicking each other's asses since we started. We started at the same exact time. He was top heel in the ECPW. I like to think I was top babyface. We've been beating the crap out of each other for years. So for it to be with him again, against him for the tag team championships, another big moment. So I've been fortunate this year.
I have nothing else.
Felipe, I'm going to ask you this, and this is going to be my final question for you. Not your tag team championship, but your TV championship. Who would be your dream opponent to defend that belt against?
Just on the indies or in general?
All time.
Listen. Well, the Rock was the one that got me into wrestling, but obviously that's a completely different story. But I think with how the match would go and even our styles and everything, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time has been AJ Styles, from his TNA stuff, from his now WWE stuff, New Japan, everything. I got into wrestling while watching the WWE, but the first show I ever went to was TNA, and I went backstage, met all those guys and whatnot. AJ Styles has been. I think I tuned in one time, saw an 8-sided ring, and it was AJ Styles versus Matt Morgan, and that's why when I wrestle bigger guys, I kind of know what to do because I usually that's always been a thing. I'm the big guy versus the little guy. Let's see what happens. But no, AJ Styles, 100%. That man, that's one of my favorite all time. So, and he's still around. So it's not like an outlandish thing. You know what I mean?
No.
But yeah, I mean, if you see a lot of the stuff that I do, it's a lot of the stuff is from him. The how I set up my drop kicks, how I the blockbusters. I think I saw him do it one time. But even at Gino's, I do the Fosbury flop. There's a lot of things I molded after him. And he's just freaking amazing in the ring. He can wrestle anywhere with anyone, no language barrier. That's what I strive to be like. So maybe him all time. Tag team? I'm not sure. I'm still fresh on that. I'm still like new to the whole tag team stuff, so I can't even answer that for you.
Okay. But I'm out of questions at this time. But how can our listeners find you on social media?
So I have Instagram, T Felipe 21. I'm on Twitter, TR Felipe 04 or something. The freshly Trey Felipe. I'm on Twitter. Facebook. Should I say my street name? I guess Anthony Felipe. All those you can find me there. You can find me all everywhere on there. But I'm working on more stuff. I'm working on getting myself even more out there. So hopefully, especially this will be all out there whenever.
As soon as this drops, I will send it over to you, buddy.
Exactly.
This way you can get it out on your social medias.
Perfect. But yeah, I appreciate it, you guys. I mean, seriously, it was good talking to you guys.
As much as I'm an asshole to you when you're in the ring, I enjoy our time that we get to talk, joke.
Of course. Yeah.
And again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the invite.
Unfortunately, I will not be there this month at Pro Magic. So you got a month reprieve.
Oh, so look at that. I can focus on just my match.
Or what we could do is we can have Steve Wolf just record Carl and just have him being played over the loudspeaker.
Man. I think after last month, Steve won't say no to that.
No. So
I hope to see you guys soon. And like I said, thank you so much. I mean,
you'll
it was good
definitely
talking
see
to you guys.
Oh, trust me.
Of course we're gonna see. Of course I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Carl, let's give it a couple weeks, but
just for that, I might show up Friday night.
Damn it. Oh man. All right, guys.
But again, thank you so much. So, folks, for John, myself, and Trey Felipe, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys all on the flip side.